it takes a lot to stop at futility, depending on what your futility analysis threshold is. You could set the threshold at really, really crazy. If a drug doesn't work, usually it's the same as placebo. It doesn't make things worse. That'd be really bad. So futility is usually when your drug is actually worse than placebo, and you can see that effect so clearly that the drug is you can even abandon it halfway through the trial. But all right, so Cloudflare, $28 billion company. Another amazing success story, Cloudflare 2009. That's just 15 years. That's how big that market was and untapped. Nassim, what can I say about Nassim? He is the most arrogant guy in the world. He thinks because he's read, a handful of the books and he, I don't know, erudite person has typically reads, that he's somehow, everything he has to say about these topics is like profound. That is not the case. He's kind of delusional. He thinks like every thought he has is a gift for humanity, and he's actually not that smart. He's smart, there's no doubt about that, but he's not. No, at the end of the day, he's an investor, and there's a subspecies of investors that want to be philosophers. It's pretty rare, but there's like 5% of investors that really think that they were meant to be college professors, and they just should read all day. And reading's great. I love reading, but then to go the extra step of wanting to be a pretend philosopher, reading all day, and then buying your own book and spouting it. What's funny is the books he wrote, including Fooled by Randomness. Like I said, it was in superposition of the best book and the worst book of all time at the same time. And the reason it's the best book is it just regurgitates stuff that, again, anybody that's spent a little time in college and has any zest or drive in their life or any taste, well, especially anybody in the markets. It's good stuff, but at the same time, like, you should probably already know it. So again, it's a very weird book in that way. That's what like Gödel Escherbach is as well. GEB. If you haven't read Gödel Escherbach, you might want to take a look at it. 700-page beast of a book that's like interspersed with this like fugue-like poetry, and the author thinks he's so profound. He's Oscar Wilde, and it's just laughable. And he goes over basically the best understanding of computation and some logic and things like that at the time, which I don't know, it was like 78 or 80 or something like that. Not a lot was known about what we know today, but he goes over stuff like Quines and whatever. ARPANET logical map. That's pretty neat. This is the internet in March 1977. A lot of PDP-1 11s, PDP-10. These are old computers. Gödel was an incredible guy, I think, but no specific reason. I read Hitchhiker's Guide. I wrote a review of it, actually. I also think that's an overrated book. It's not as It's a charming book, for sure. And for a child, it's a good book. But if you have my prison archives, they're somewhere on the internet. I gotta go find them. But I wrote a little blog in prison, and I probably did my best writing ever. Pretty good writing for me while I was there. And yeah, I don't know where to find it myself, so it's somewhere. Super Skrelly fans have it and saved it, but I don't have a clue. If you have it and you want to send it to me, go ahead, and maybe I'll do something with it. But I wrote book reviews, all the books I read in there. Not all of them, but a bunch of them. Yeah, Descartes, again, these guys lived in a time and a place where the context was important. Like, would Descartes be talking about galaxy gas today? I don't know. Would he be into Kanye? Who knows? But you have to sort of think about them in the time and place and context. I thought Salinger was a good writer, yeah. I think he was a pretty weird dude. He was probably Epstein-like, if you get my drift. Nobody knows for sure. He lived life very reclusively. And he wrote very little. I think he was a disturbed guy, and that's why his writing is so real. Probably autobiographical. Well, Cloudflare security software is going to change a bit as well. threats are going to look a little different, I think. But the problem with the internet is always going to have like this DDoS mitigation requirement. Yeah, this is tricky. This thing is like, for companies like this, like, can they grow 30 or 40% year over year for 5 more years? You have no clue. They could literally stop growing tomorrow. And that's the problem with tech investing. That's why I like biotech investing a little bit better sometimes, is you can never really judge value in companies like this. All you can really judge is the business doing well? And you basically either pray and trust the business will do well, because it's targeting a big market or something like that, and they have a great product and competitive position, or you can stare at it and make sure that, you know, the second that they don't have, the second that they slow down, that you dump the stock. So it's a really tough place to be, to follow some of these very high growth tech stocks. Look at NVIDIA, right? I could see a path where they become the first $10 trillion company. I could see a path where the stock goes down 90%. Yeah, I think they'll spin off AWS. Yeah, I've made venture investments. It's not my favorite thing. You know, I want to support other entrepreneurs. It takes a special skill set and a special deal flow coming your way. Did you ever drop the soap in prison? What does that mean? Like a soap bar? I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of the biggest movers this year, large caps, Costco, Oracle, NVIDIA, Intel does a short. So I don't know about Edge, but I'm not an Edge guy, by the way. Like, I'm not an information arbitrageur. Margin of safety is great. Yeah, no, I mean, that's a value investing classic. But no, I love small caps. Chegg is my, no, you make alpha in large caps too. There's plenty of alpha in large caps. Just, it's about sizing and things like that. If there was no alpha in large caps, Steve Cohen would never make any money. Last I checked, he's pretty rich. The competition for attention is significant. It's hard to generate traffic. And many crypto products have had this problem. Like, if you look at Farcaster, it's this kind of ridiculous crypto messaging thing. I like how they have Mark Andreessen here at the front. Ask me anything. Let me guess, he's an investor. And nobody uses it. It's just like a decentralized social network. Yeah, Ken Griffin's definitely one of the best business people of all time. There's no doubt about it. He redefined the concept of a financial institution, I think. In finance, math, I mean, basically, there's no serious math required in simple finance. If you want to be a quant, it's a different story. Linear algebra, probably a little calculus, but mostly just, you know, data science, econometrics, statistics, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's hard to make heads or tails of, you know, some of the hyper growth software stocks, because it's basically like one bad quarter, the stock gets cut in half. Well, cash flow from operations, I don't know, let me think here. SBC in 2023 was 1799. So maybe net income should exclude that. I don't like jumping through all these hoops to try to make this investment work. COGS, cost of goods sold, COGS. Yeah, this is tricky because I also don't know security software that well. And we are clients of Cloudflare, but yeah, it looks expensive. But the problem is I just don't want to become a naysayer if they continue to grow 30, 40% a year. One of the things I don't want to do is look at the stock and say, well, before their hack or whatever, their failure, their outage, the stock was this price. So if they have a good quarter, the stock will be back to that price. Like, I think that's a stupid way of looking at things. And a lot of people probably want to look at it that way because it's simple. Like, okay, the stock was 92 or 100 before they had their outage. So if they have a decent quarter, the stock will zoom back up to 92. Well, maybe, but this is a different stock market than the stock market on that day. And yeah, I don't think Isomorphic or any of the other AI drug discovery guys are going to do any good. I think it's ridiculous. I'm not sure what to make of Cloudflare. I'd almost want to short it
and buy like a cheaper software stock. Yeah, Daniel, that's right. That's why I'm. But when you have critical mass like that, you can kind of win clients. But I can imagine they're going to run into some commercial trouble in the next few years, as they really have to double or triple their revenue for it to make for it to make any sense. I think their product's great, but how do you grow? How do you double or triple your revenue in a climate where like a lot of people use Cloudflare? I don't know what kind of penetration they have. It's certainly not low. Procore, I don't know, all these security wide area firewall maybe. It's like firewall that protects all your network assets. You want a short check? Be my guest. Knock yourself out. It's like the dumbest short ever. Okay, so yeah, on Cloudflare, outlook very unclear, but I'll try to learn more about the company. Oh, it's cool. I can do time and sales just for my watch list. I didn't know that. So if I have a list of like stocks I care about, maybe your portfolio, in my case, maybe like all the pharma stocks, I can look at time and sales for only those stocks. And if I wanted to, I could even set it to like only bigger trades. It's like, who cares about 100 lot, right? AI security could be interesting. I have a friend doing a startup there. Yeah, it's not easy, eJoms. You gotta find investors who are willing to let you have a small salary. Okay, we're gonna look at Enphase, maybe ENPH. I don't know anything about this company. Enphase Energy. I don't look at energy. It's like the one thing I don't do. It's kind of a hardware company, I guess. It's solar photovoltaic. I'm not afraid of learning something, I guess. DCFs are DCFs, but at the end of the day, like, industry knowledge is really important so that you understand the products, because it's hard to model future cash flows if you don't know what the future revenues are, and it's hard to know what the future revenues are if you don't know what the products are, right? And it's a little foolish to just say, oh, it's been growing this much, so it'll keep growing that much. That's kind of sort of stupid. So gotta be a little careful. Maybe I'll just put solar in the same place as semis, because it's kind of the same thing. I'll do anything for the Godelians. Need a job recommendation? No problem. I'll find you a job on the buy side. Need a girlfriend? You got it.
Google actually does have a finance API? I didn't think so. I don't think I have a public endpoint. And you have to use this only in the Google ecosystem. So this isn't like a curl API or REST API. This is just Google Sheets. So this is not an API. Next. So the revenue went up a lot. Now it's going down a lot. Does anybody know why? Well, hold on. Okay, so there's no Google Finance API. There's no Yahoo Finance API. Is there a better? GuruFocus. Okay, let's take a look at this. GuruFocus. A little like Godel, but less fast. I gotta click around and stuff. It's kind of start 7-day free trial per share. Per share. I need the number, not per share. And where's the income statement? This isn't an income statement. It says 30-year financials, but I don't see it. Okay, here's an income statement. Yeah, I don't think I'd use this. Yeah, finance is less about the tool and more about you. When I talk to the chat, I'm like, it's kind of easy to do some mindless work, but I'm really just chatting. What's important about this is like, what does the company actually do? What are their products? Stuff like that. So they're a microinverter company.
Not sure what the outlook for solar is in terms of folks buying these kits. Is there a payback period, where you can make money? Yeah, there's some death care companies like funeral homes. Look at how terrible this SEC site is. I'm just trying to scroll down. I can't even scroll down. I got a monster computer. So 14 billion cap, 15 billion cap. Yeah, I'm guessing there's new home construction comes with this stuff. That kind of makes sense. So you got a little bit of a play on the housing market, I guess. and there was a big boom in the build out. So like, will that boom reverse? These guys do batteries too, I think. Actually wanted to see what percentage of their business was each thing. They don't go through their business mix, which is a little weird. But, you know, I guess what I'm thinking is that there is this long-term transition to solar, long-term transition to clean energy. It doesn't seem too expensive, 25 times earnings. I wonder if they'll ever grow again. It's another question. In fact, revenue is collapsing as we speak, so that's not good. Oh man, their units are down so much. Look at the 1.402602. Oh, I think these are the battery megawatts, right? Oh, okay, so Q2, no, it's still collapsed. It's up sequentially. I don't know how much help that is. Yeah, I have to look at First Solar. I don't know this industry at all. Battery 5P. It's still down a lot year over year. Let's check real quick. Yeah, it's down a ton. Wow. Fell off. Yeah, if Trump gets elected, I would imagine this Green New Scam narrative will come about. It's a Green New Scam, that's what it is. Green New Scam, folks. It's just a scam. We got bigger problems than solar. Many are saying it's the biggest scam in history. Okay, so even in this like terrible situation, they still had free cash flow. At least they said they still have free cash flow of 117.4, which is pretty good. But that might have been, you know, cash flow bounces around more than net income. So let's look at last quarter. I mean, a microinverter can't be too hard to make. Okay, yeah, so free cash flow the quarter before was 41.8. So they're on pace to do, say, 300 this year. Yeah, I don't know if I'm paying 50 times for this. Yeah, my short-lived business relationship with the Trumps ended in disaster, just like most people warn you about. Well, most of the stocks you look at should be fairly valued. As I say many times, 1 out of 10 should be a great long, 1 out of 10 should be a great short. This one might be the great short. Do I have the right stock price? Maybe I have the wrong stock price. That'd be funny. No, it's really $112 a share. Oh, I've gotten caught in lots of bad shorts and lots of bad longs. It's part of the business. Good question, Billy. I love looking at stocks, but I also like to work, programming and doing other things. I hate investor relations. I like talking to smart investors. Actually, they give me lots of great ideas. But maybe I shouldn't hate it so much. You know, one of my problems with a lot of investors, they don't have any time. Like, I hate to be rushed. So if VC wants to talk for half an hour, I'd just rather not talk at all. Like, I'd rather talk to you for hours, days. I like managing people.